Hello, my name is Dr. Joyce Tyldesley. In this presentation I will be looking at the pyramid built by the 12th dynasty king Senwosret II and at the associated pyramid builders town of Kahun. Senwosret II built his pyramid near the opening to the Fayum. The pyramid was made of mud brick and it had an outer casing of fine limestone. This caused the pyramid to shine in the strong sunlight. Because of this, the Egyptians named the pyramid Senwosret Shines. Today, as you can see from this slide, only the mud brick core is visible. The original stone casing was removed and reused many years ago. With the stone outer layer removed, the mud brick core has eroded away. Originally, the pyramid stood approximately 48 metres or 158 feet high. When complete, it would have looked as if it was built entirely from stone. The pyramid was robbed in antiquity, and although a red granite sarcophagus was found in the burial chamber, the king's mummy was lost. As it was made of mud brick, the pyramid could be built much faster than the stone pyramids that were built during the Old Kingdom. However, it still needed a team of workers to build it, and these workers had to live somewhere near the building site. So, the workers and their families were housed in a purpose-built town, also built of mud brick, which they called Hetep Senwosret Ma Heru, or Content is Senwosret the Justified. When the pyramid was built, and the king dead and buried inside it, this village continued to be occupied by a community dedicated to making offerings to the cult of the dead king. This community included scribes, priests, farmers, and their families. The state provided the pyramid workers with basic terraced housing, while their supervisors and officials were housed in larger complexes, which included not only luxurious housing, but offices and granaries. For every large house, there were roughly 20 smaller houses. The pyramid workers' village was excavated by British Egyptologist Flinders Petrie intermittently between 1889 and 1920. There has been little work at the site since, and today it is very difficult to imagine the once bustling town that existed here. This photograph was taken looking across the site. Notice the large number of broken pots or potsherds on the surface. In the distance you can see the pyramid of Senwosret II. If you look carefully, you may be able to see the traces of the ancient mud brick walls beneath the sand. The town, like many other ancient Egyptian settlements, was surrounded by a mud brick wall. Here you might recognise my colleague, Dr. Glenn Godino, standing by the town gate. It has been suggested that the largest complex within the town may have provided accommodation for the king. This complex is today given the name Acropolis. This photograph is taken from the top of the Acropolis, looking across the town. Notice the sharp difference between the desert and the green of the modern fields. You should also be able to see some ancient mud brick sticking up out of the sand. Today, this archaeological site is known by the modern name of Kahun. In fact, this name is a mistake. When Flinders Petrie first visited the site, he asked an old man what the nearby village was called. Petrie must have misheard the man, as the name of the nearby village was either Lahun or Illahun. Unfortunately, all three names, Kahun, Lahun and Illahun, are used by Egyptologists today. So, if you want to read up about this site, you will have to look for all three names. As we've already seen, many of the Kahun houses yielded daily life objects left behind when the town was abandoned. Kahun has also provided a large collection of Middle Kingdom texts written on papyrus. These texts deal both with the life of the town and with the running of its temple. One important document is the Kahun Medical Papyrus, a document which deals with gynecological problems. The most commonly found object is pottery. Here you can see the remains of ancient bread moulds littering the surface of the site. As their name suggests, these are moulds used when baking bread. Kahun is a dry and sandy site. Because of this, many organic artifacts have survived. This is unusual. We are accustomed to seeing objects of wood and basketry being discovered in Egyptian tombs, but it is rare to find them outside the tomb. Here, for example, you can see a beautifully made basket with a lid and a wooden box which, when discovered, held juniper berries. We have no idea what these berries were used for. This is a very important tool. It is a wooden brick mould. To create a brick, the workman would fill this mould with a stiff clay and water mixture, then remove the mould and leave the brick to dry in the hot sun. Many hundreds of regular-sized bricks could be made this way in one day. There was no need to fire bricks in an oven or kiln. Here, we have a series of stone tools made from flint or chert. They remind us that although the workmen of the Middle Kingdom used copper and bronze tools, they continued to use stone tools as well. Flint makes an extremely sharp and relatively cheap blade. It can also be used to spark a fire. Finally, here we have a simple ball. It seems likely that this was a child's toy. Tomb scenes show girls catching and throwing balls, while boys hit balls with sticks. This artifact reminds us that Kahun was not just a pyramid workers' village. It was home to many families whose children played just as children play today. Thank you.